At a meeting at NATO headquarters on the defense of Ukraine, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said any peace talks with Russia must be based on realistic objectives, and he called the reversal of Russia's takeover of Crimea an illusionary goal.
We must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective.
Hegseth added that NATO membership for Kyiv is similarly unrealistic. He suggested a new non-NATO peacekeeping force for Ukraine, which the U.S. wouldn't back should it come under attack.
And they're going to have to figure something out. And could that be a part of us backing it? Well, why would we do that? Because China is spreading its wings through Africa. So they came up several years ago with the the Belt and Road Initiative. So they were going to build roads over there. They're going to do this thing. Everything's connected to China, Beijing. It's the way this is going to go. And they did it by what? Going into countries who are underdeveloped and throwing gobs of cash at them. And then, of course, the financial world hasn't gone the way they thought it was. And they were on a house of cards anyways. And that hasn't worked out the way they thought. But one of the things that they want to do was expand into Africa. Africa has minerals we need because we use them. If you're watching at home, it's a cell phone, kids. Guess what? It's not magic. We don't have some sort of magic garden that grows cell phones. That'd be cool, but we don't have it. We need certain things. Ukraine has some of those certain things. And Trump made it known. You guys want some more weapons and some help? It ain't going to be free. And Zelensky's like, you can have some of our stuff, but we got to get rid of all of this stuff first because you guys can't get to it. Everything's a negotiation. And it's a smart thing to do when you look at something like that, because we do need certain things, minerals, because this is the war now isn't a war of bullets. It's a war of cyber. It's a war of drones. It's an intellectual kind of war that is something completely different than what you're seeing in Ukraine. The Ukraine war, that entire thing screams of early World War II and World War I and land for peace. They're going to have to give up Crimea. They gave up Crimea the minute they didn't do anything about it. When they invaded that night and they really had what were they going to do? They were stunned. So they're never getting that back. But the more we get, the more we give. It's how negotiation works. You know, for all the talk of prisoners getting out and, what happened yesterday, which is great, and we'll talk about it a little bit. For all that talk, you hear this name kind of in the background, Witkoff. Who's this guy? So he is a billionaire, been friends with Trump forever and ever, since the 80s, right? Since big hair and cocaine. I mean, that's how long they've been pals. And Trump trusts him. And everybody that talks about this dude is the negotiator in chief. As much as Trump is that, this guy's the guy you send in. He went to Venezuela. Well, you're not landing your planes here. I'm coming over. He's the one that's been dealing with Hamas and everybody, which we know. I don't care who you send. That's never going to hold, and there's a reason for that. But all that aside, this guy gets it done. And I love the fact that you watch some of the liberal media and they're just, okay, he got some stuff done. But he doesn't have any experience. Yeah, the experience he has is with business. Negotiations are all the same. What you're negotiating may be different, but it's all the same. You may negotiate over half a sandwich or $1 billion. You're still negotiating. I've got something. You've got something. I'm going to bluff. You're going to bluff. Where's the middle ground? Where's that middle ground in this situation? And he flew over there yesterday, and everybody's like, what's this plane doing here? And he grabbed that guy and he said, we're out of here. I have no idea what we give up. If it's sports, maybe a player to be named later and some cash, right? A third round, non-protected first round pick. I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't even know what we have at this point in time. Remember, we already gave away the Merchant of Death. I have no idea what we have to give away. Probably some cyber guys. But this wasn't about who they got back. You could have had that, some fake heiress with that Anna lady or whatever. You could have gave her back. Nobody cares in Russia. What they care about is this is a signal. They've already spoken on the phone. The signal is we're going to move to this. We're going to assure you they're never going to be in the UN. And we're going to do everything we can to get the powers that be for the Ukrainians. Yes, we're going to take some of your minerals. You're going to love that. But we're also going to do everything we can to force the Euros to protect you. And if you give us a lot more, we'll see what else we can do. But you're never going to be in NATO. And you're not going to attack them anymore. And you get to keep this. You get to go home with a smile on your face and tell everybody you fought the great fight against the West. He gets to look like a hero. And then you guys stop killing each other. It's all a negotiation.